In the intricate and often turbulent world of modern business, excitement is everywhere. Countless variables contribute to the ultimate success or failure of an enterprise. We meticulously analyze market trends, scrutinize financial statements, and invest heavily in technological infrastructure. Yet beneath these visible and frequently discussed components, something powerful is at work. Lies a more fundamental, often overlooked force: communication. It is the unseen engine that powers every single business function, from the articulation of a grand corporate vision to the execution of a simple daily task. Effective communication is not merely a soft skill or an ancillary function. It's essential. It is the essential lifeblood of an organization, the very current that allows ideas, instructions, and insights to flow seamlessly between individuals, teams, and entire departments, ensuring that everyone is pulling in the same direction with clarity and purpose. It dictates how a new strategic initiative is received by employees, how a critical change in policy is understood and adopted, and how a sales team conveys the value of a new product to potential clients. It shapes corporate culture, builds or erodes trust, and directly impacts employee engagement and morale. A breakdown in this fundamental process can lead to project delays, budget overruns, damaged client relationships, and internal friction. Conversely, when communication is designed with precision and empathy, it transforms everything. It acts as a powerful catalyst, accelerating progress, fostering collaboration, and creating a resilient and agile organization, capable of navigating complexity and change with confidence. Every organization possesses a strategy, a high-level plan designed to guide its long-term growth and secure its competitive position in the marketplace. This strategy might involve entering new markets, launching innovative products, or undergoing a significant digital transformation. However, a brilliant strategy confined to a boardroom presentation or a senior leadership offsite is functionally useless. A vast and perilous chasm often exists between the formulation of a strategy and its successful execution on the ground. This gap is where countless well-intentioned initiatives falter, not because the strategy itself was flawed, but because the organization failed to effectively communicate its meaning, its purpose, and the specific actions required to bring it to life for every single employee. Effective communication design serves as the indispensable bridge across this chasm. It is the disciplined process of translating abstract strategic imperatives into tangible, understandable, and actionable information for the people who are responsible for executing them. When a company decides to enhance customer centricity, communication design is what turns that lofty phrase into a new set of service protocols for the support team, a revised incentive structure for the sales department, and clear, empathetic messaging for customer interactions. It operationalizes the strategy, ensuring that the high-level vision is not lost in translation as it cascades down through the organizational hierarchy, but is instead amplified and clarified at every level. Without this deliberate design process, the journey from strategy to execution is fraught with peril. Ambiguity reigns supreme, leading to inconsistent interpretations and misaligned efforts. One department might interpret innovation as developing groundbreaking new products, while another sees it as incrementally improving internal processes. This lack of a shared understanding results in wasted resources, duplicated work, and internal conflict, as teams inadvertently work at cross purposes. A carefully designed communication plan preempts this confusion. It establishes a single source of truth, defines key terms, and provides concrete examples, ensuring that everyone from the CEO to the frontline intern shares a common vocabulary and a unified understanding of the goal. Therefore, viewing communication design as a strategic function is paramount. It is not something that happens after the strategy has been decided. It is an integral part of the strategic process itself. By mastering communication design, leaders and managers can effectively close the gap between intent and outcome, transforming strategic plans from static documents into dynamic living realities that drive tangible business results and create a powerful sense of shared purpose across the entire enterprise. Welcome to this comprehensive module on communication design. In today's complex organizations, effective communication is not a matter of chance. It's the result of a disciplined, engineering-like process. Communication design transforms strategic objectives into clear, actionable messages and interactions, serving as the essential link between vision and measurable outcomes. Why do most communication efforts fail? It's rarely due to a lack of intent. More often, failures stem from ambiguous objectives, incorrect assumptions about the audience, poor channel choices, or the absence of feedback loops. A structured, repeatable design process is the antidote to these common pitfalls. Think of communication design as building a bridge. Just as engineers use blueprints and frameworks, communicators use structured models to ensure messages reach their destination and achieve their purpose. At the heart of this approach is the communication design pyramid. Each level supports the next, creating a robust structure for effective messaging. Let's walk through each layer. At the base is purpose. Every communication must start with a clear, measurable objective. For example, do you want to inform, persuade, or drive action? Use frameworks like SMART goals or OKRs to define your purpose. Next is audience. Map your stakeholders using tools like the Power Interest Grid or personas. Understand their needs, expectations, and potential barriers to engagement. The third level is message architecture. Structure your message with a core claim, 3 supporting proofs, anticipated risks or counter-arguments, and a clear call to action. Form and channel come next. Choose the right format, email, video, meeting, or infographic, and the best channel for your audience. Use the ambiguity versus urgency matrix to pair rich channels with complex topics and lean channels for routine updates. Timing is critical. Plan your cadence based on decision proximity, organizational clock speed, and audience routines. For example, major announcements should align with key business cycles or team meetings. Governance ensures clarity of roles and decision rights. Use frameworks like RACI or RACI to define who is responsible, accountable, consulted, and informed at each stage. Feedback and metrics are the final layers. Build in feedback loops, desk checks, peer reviews, audience pilots, and establish clear metrics to measure success. Use leading and lagging indicators and set baselines and targets. Communication design is a team sport. Key participants include the message owner, communications partner, legal and compliance, local champions, and data owners. Collaboration ensures accuracy, relevance, and compliance. Let's look at a real-world example. In Bengaluru, an HR manager faced confusion over a new benefits policy. By applying a design-centric approach, mapping stakeholders, clarifying objectives, and piloting messages, she reduced questions by 60% and improved employee satisfaction. Planning is the foundation of effective communication. Start by defining objectives using SMART or OKR frameworks. Map stakeholders and audiences with tools like the Power Interest Grid and personas. Build your message architecture, core claim, 3 proofs, risks, and a call to action. Channel and cadence decisions are crucial. Use the ambiguity versus urgency matrix to select the right mix of rich and lean channels. For example, use video calls for complex urgent topics and email for routine updates. Clarify roles and governance using RACI or RACI charts. This prevents confusion and ensures accountability throughout the process. Risk, compliance, and accessibility are non-negotiable. Review for legal risks, use inclusive language, and ensure all materials meet accessibility standards. Measurement is essential. Develop a plan with leading and lagging indicators, set baselines, and use a 1-page communication design brief to track progress. Test and revise your communication. Use desk checks, peer reviews, audience pilots, and localization checks. Maintain version control to track changes and improvements. Evaluate outcomes using a 4-level rubric: reaction, understanding, behavior, and results. Build a metrics tree and conduct post-mortems, including ROI analysis to drive continuous improvement. Editorial strategy determines what should be communicated, when, and to whom. Use content tiers and decision rights to prioritize and sequence messages for maximum impact. Timing matters. Consider proximity to decision, organizational clock speed, circadian and calendar awareness, sequencing for change, and crisis response SLAs. For example, the Hyderabad product manager timed a launch to coincide with a major industry event, maximizing attention and adoption. Another example, A plant manager introduced Friday's 3 Wins, a weekly ritual where teams share successes. This simple cadence improved morale and alignment across shifts. In summary, effective communication is engineered, not improvised. By applying structured frameworks, collaborating across roles, and measuring outcomes, you can transform communication into a powerful driver of business success.